know that my wig is slipping, but my hair is still pressed under there.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Thank you again for watching. If you have been following and watching my little content, which ain't just little, it is something. I'm not going to speak that is little. And if you're new to my channel, thank you for coming. Please click subscribe, comment, share with people who you be like, oh, she pretty cool. Somebody else may like her. Let me share. Do that. Welcome. So if you hear noise in the background, it's raining and sleeting outside the window, and husband and daughter is in the living room talking on the phone, on video chat with family. And I don't care. It's life. This is my life. I am Carlette, where I talk about all things Carlette, whatever is happening at the moment. I'm an actress, I'm a mom, I am a wife, I am a creator, I am a writer. I am all things good for me, all things that I can create, just whatever. I am a master manifester. How about that? But anyway, last week I posted a question on my Facebook, asking if anybody had any questions, because I wanted to do a Q&A. Because when I went to go get my hair done last week, the stylist and I was talking, and she was asking questions, and I was just like, people ask questions all the time. And she was like, there you go, do a Q&A, because just answering questions. So I'm not really that heavily supported on my social media, which is not a big deal. Excuse me, I'm not much of a lady either when it comes to belching. But I had a couple people actually post some questions. I was hoping to get like 8 to 10, but I think I can do 5. I can do 5. I actually got 4 questions, but then I asked my husband, like, what's a good question that we used to always get asked, or like a question that we've been asked before that we get a lot of. So I got 5 questions. So the first question that I got, I'm an open book, was, does sex get boring? Oh wait, let me go back. Maybe I'll figure out how to insert the original post, but I did ask specifically if anybody had questions for me as a stay-at-home mom and or me being a wife of 11 years. So yeah, my husband and I have been together for 11 years. Our 11-year anniversary will be next month, and I'm excited about it because I'll be excited about my anniversary more than I'll be excited about my damn birthday. But anyway, back to question 1, is, does sex get boring? I'm gonna be completely transparent on this. Sex has never really been this big thing where I gotta do something spectacular, because I guess I want to say it's because my husband and I are so perfect together that all the extras, we don't need that. Yeah, like, I'm good. I feel like for him, I could be a little bit more of a sex kitten. So that is something that I am trying to manifest for myself. Like, I want to be so hot in the cat that I I can pounce on them in the car if I want to. But boring, no, because I always tell him, like, there's a reason why we are together, because it literally is a perfect fit, a perfect match, everything. But do I feel like it could we experiment with other things? Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we are at that point where it's not boring, but we are open to exploring other options, and that's none of y'all business. But I will say, toys are good. I didn't ask him if I could say that, but I like toys, and that has been a step up in our sex life, because initially I did not like toys. I was raised in like a Christian family, and I feel like I was subconsciously taught that sex was a bad thing, and if you have a lot of sex, you're a hoe. So it took me a little bit of time before I even was open to using toys, but I like toys. Okay, and I want to make sure this video don't be long, so I was actually cool with making a list of 5. So question number 2, How do you, and I wrote it word for word. She said, how do you keep a mother, MF, that long and not be ready to choke his ass? Ma'am, in year one, I was ready to choke him and kick him out at the same time. I feel like there was a time where I threw items at him. I don't suggest you do that, because that is something in our relationship that we have worked on, where we don't do stuff like that because we don't want to create violence in our home. But in our first year, out of the 11 years, I was ready to choke him. And it doesn't have anything to do with sex or anything like that. We were just learning each other's personalities and stuff like that. It always takes time, and we had never lived together. We had only been together 4 months before we got married. Yeah, we met in October, dated November, engaged by December, and married by March. That's a whole nother story. If y'all interested, I'll do a story time on how we got married and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, how do I keep a motherfucker that long? Excuse my language. Communication. We literally submit to one another. It's not me as a wife, I submit to my husband. No, we submit to one another. We are committed to loving one another. We are committed to building with one another. And I think one of the things that helped us is that we literally started out with nothing at ground zero together. So everything that we built together, we're that much more grateful for it together. So it's like all the bickering and the arguing and stuff, we don't even really do that anymore, because we'll be like, you know what, like, we got other stuff to be worried about rather than me arguing about something. Like, let me know how you feel. Like, we hit the nail on the head, and he's done better with communicating. I've done better with communicating. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I started with therapy a couple years ago. Not necessarily because of our marriage, but just with me. And then he's been doing a lot of self work, and I've been doing a lot of spiritual self work. And together we're like, I think we're more in love. Like, I legit have a best friend. Yeah. And it could be that I keep him for a long time because I don't know. I'm in love, and I feel like we're legit soulmates. For a long time I didn't believe in soulmates, but I think he and I are meant for each other. Like, I don't know. I'm in bliss. 11 years later. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. I feel like I'm going on and on and on. But that's how I keep him. And I can cook. And we balance life. We wanted the same things. And even when we didn't want the same things, we had to sit down and figure some stuff out. And we figured some stuff out to make it work for us. So yeah, I mean, if you like deeper into that, as far as when we hadn't had moments of agreeing, I don't know if I made a video about that on our old channel. We have an old channel that we had together called I'm Awake Damn. I'm gonna add that here. I don't remember, but we decided to not film together because it just doesn't work, and we're honest with each other. That is another thing that helps us stick together, stay together, and having those hard conversations, like the conversations that can hurt your feelings, but it's real, and it's like not a gut punch of a conversation, like not jabbing, but gently and lovingly, with love, saying, hey, this is what I need, or this is how I feel. Like, we've had those moments, and I promise you, every time we've had a conversation like where we've had to sit for like hours and talk it out, it only got better. So yeah, I could go on and on about that, but yeah, I'm almost 10 minutes in, and I'm only on question 2. Question 3. Have you ever felt at some point that you were in over your head? This is as a mom, a wife, and an actress. So I'll start off as a mom. As a mom, yes. The main space that I felt, and I still feel in over my head, but I'm working on it, is the fact that I want to implement a household of discipline without abuse. And I'm going to try to use the word abuse more often because that's what it is. I no longer want to implement corporal punishment, whether it's a pop, a pinch, introducing the belt. Like, thinking about it makes me shake. Yelling, screaming, losing control. Those are things where I feel like I'm in over my head because it's so ingrained in me. That hardcore Southern discipline, and I'm not gonna make it a black thing because I know white families that whoop their kids, and they talk just like how my mama would. I whoop your ass, and this is no disrespect, like because I understand the culture of spare the rod, spoil the child kind of thing, but that's not what I want to do. So that's the only time I feel like I'm in over my head, is trying to properly discipline my child without being embarrassed, because I am embarrassed often with my family. That kind of hurts my feelings. But I'm often embarrassed because I feel like they're judging me on how I want to raise my daughter and my children in the future, which is why I don't let her go to anybody's house, because everybody doesn't see it the way that my husband and I see raising children. And today, the project that we did, one of the crew members said something amazing, and I think more people should implement this. I did not get her name, so I can't give her credit, but girl, if you see this video, this is for you. I know you said it. You told me this. But she said, if I didn't birth it, I don't pop it. But a lot of people do not operate like that. If you bring me, give me your kid, I'll do a weekend. If they have me, they gonna get popped. No. Now I see if she about to touch some fire or something that's gonna like legit hurt her, then yes, you gotta get her attention. Because if she's about to touch the stove when I'm cooking, I will pop her hand. But yeah, that's the only time I feel like I'm in over my head as a mom. As a wife, no. The only time that I ever felt like I was in over my head there were 2 times. At the beginning of our marriage, around that time when I, from question mark, like I wanted to put him out of my house. At that point, not my house. I wanted him to leave our apartment when we first met, because that was one of the reasons why we got married so early, because I didn't want to shack. Yeah, that's when I thought I was in over my head. Like, what did I do? Like, and I don't want a divorce, but if I have to get a divorce, is this what I'm gonna have to do? Like, I was broken. I was heartbroken. So I really did think I was in way over my head with that. And then the second time I felt like I was in over my head was when we were both going through a spiritual awakening. Yeah, that's another story. Go on our other channel, our old channel, and you can see the story behind like what we've been through as far as coming out of religion, because we are no longer religious. We are not Christians. I'm not an atheist. I don't claim anything, but I do know that there is source. There is a greater energy. Excuse me, I told you I'm not a lady. Yeah, there is something greater. Many people call it God. Many people call it Allah. I don't care. Like, let me not say I don't care what I call it. A lot of times, because I have not found a solid word or a solid title, in which I don't think I ever will, but I do acknowledge source. But sometimes I say, thank you, God. Thank you, source. Thank you, spirit. Spirit is what I would use more often. Thank you, universe. Or ancestors or spirit guides, but mainly spirit. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that because that gets confusing and I feel myself being confused. Not confused on what I want, but being confused on telling y'all stuff. I don't get into that anymore with people. So yeah, those are the only 2 times that I felt like I was in over my head as a wife was at the beginning of our marriage and 2 years ago when I found out that he was not a believer, but I didn't know that he wasn't a believer. But I had came to him telling him that I was questioning religion, but he didn't tell me. Boom. I think that kind of sums that up. And then, have I ever felt at some point that I was in over my head as an actress? Yes. I can say I feel that way often. I don't even have no, like, anybody that's an artist, an actor, a writer that's not like established knows what that feeling is of, am I supposed to be doing this because I'm not booking? My script's not selling. Yeah, I feel like I felt like that often. But I can say since I've been in Georgia, I have not felt that way. I feel like, and I know that being an actress is one of my life purposes, just one of them, because I feel like I have a few. Yeah, right now I don't feel like that. I know I'm more in a knowing now, but before I did question it a lot. Even being a stay-at-home mom, when I became a mom, um, yeah, I've even had moments when I was in LA where I had a really big situation happen and I was like, and I let it shake me so badly. Yeah, but not no more. I'm out of that. Like, bye y'all. Hell, don't think you're gonna shake my spirit and make me feel like I'm not shit, because I know I'm the shit. Thank you. Don't try to convince me of anything less. I am a goddess. Okay, and number 4. Do you ever feel like you have a different bond with your child because you are home? Yeah, I think it's been a balance. When I first had Genesis, she was a daddy's girl. And I was home then. And then I got a job. And then yeah, I think it's a balance. It's maybe she's more needy. Maybe she's more attached to me now because yeah, I don't think so. I don't think our bond is any different. I think I'd be like, girl, you need a friend. I'm trying to have another kid so she can have a playmate. Um, yeah. But she's very sweet to me. We cuddled a lot. But that's how it's been since she was born. She was a titty baby. I breastfed her. And number 5. Why? Okay, so this is the question that we had, like I had to ask him. I was like, what's the question? I couldn't think. But one question that we used to get asked a lot was, why y'all wait so long to have a kid? We were married 7 years before we decided to get pregnant. The reason why we waited for a long time was because, and I would have waited longer, but I was pushing to 30. We decided on at least 3 to 4 kids. So I had to think about my body. But before we decided to have children, our reasons for not having them at the time was we wanted to get established in Hollywood. We wanted to make sure that we could afford to have them because LA was so expensive, which is why we here in Georgia. But yeah, that was pretty much the only reason why. And we wanted to enjoy each other. I wanted to get to know him. We only met. We met and got married within 4 months of meeting. And then I think by year 2, we moved to LA. So yeah, we needed time. We needed to get on our feet. We needed to get a lay of the land. And once he got benefits at his job, and when those kicked in and I knew that we could afford labor and delivery is not cheap. And we did not qualify for state assistance and all that kind of stuff. So pretty much in a nutshell, I couldn't afford kids. And I wanted to establish my career. And then I realized I can't control. At that time, there was no controlling when I make it big enough to have kids and afford it, especially for the lifestyle that I want for my children. So yeah, that's those are my 5 questions for my Q&A. I didn't want to waste a good face because sis was cute. Yeah, so it would be lovely if you can share, like, subscribe, comment. Yeah, and I love you. I appreciate you. Give somebody else some kindness. We need a lot of love and hugs in this world. Not just right now, but now and forevermore. So yeah, thanks for watching, y'all.